Du hast mich.
Welcome to another edition of Two Dudes and a Mexican. I am your host, some dude named Victor Salazar, aka Premier League Yanker. To the left of me, Pack the Sports Card, another dude named Peter Brano.
What up?
To the right of me, rather than Mexican, David Quinones.
Orale, mi
I
gente.
had no idea what that intro was.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that song in like
What is that?
forever.
It's been a while.
You haven't heard that shit since March. So shut the fuck up and continue.
No. That thing hasn't been on since like who knows when.
1996.
You got papers to be to the U.S., bro?
What the
You got papers to
hell?
get to the U.S.
All right?
Oh, yikes.
If you want, I'll have to
Wow.
confirm it though.
Trump, we need you.
I mean, no, we don't need Trump.
Let's
But
go in real fast.
yes. Whoa. All
Let's
right.
politics out, please.
Bring
Come
it
on.
back here.
Thank you.
Another episode.
Damn it.
Hello, Olivia. How you doing? We have a special guest in the back.
Yeah.
Calling
Thanks,
David.
friend. Thank you, friend. Your fault.
Gotta help. But on today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta help. Go help.
Uncle Hoff, can you help?
Uncle Hop, can you help? Can you be a teacher? Are you
You
homeschooling?
don't want me to help us. I put her in timeout.
Bring it here.
Alright. Well, today's episode, guys,
Bring it
we're
here.
gonna run through quickly. We're gonna run through the NBA playoffs real quick. You know, my feelings on them. It is what it is. I don't really care because the Knicks aren't in it and the Clippers aren't in it. So it is what
It's
it
been
is.
good though.
I mean, it has been good. Then we'll get into some football. No baseball today because whatever, man. If you want baseball,
Next week and playoffs later.
here's your baseball right here. You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Even though the Yankees won 10 in a row.
Give it another week.
Give it another week.
Give me another week and then that's it.
We'll talk about baseball another week. All right. Clippers, obviously, are the big story. Blow a 3-1 lead. My pick is gone, so I really don't care about the
I
NBA
think all of
playoffs
our
anymore.
picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. P, I'm going to diverse to you here. Whose fault was it? Whose fault was it that they blew a 3-1 lead? Whose fault was it that they basically didn't show up in the fourth quarter of Game 7?
I'm going to say it was actually the coach, Doc Rivers. I think he didn't make adjustments that he needed to make.
Wait. Before we keep going on, everyone got tested this week?
Yeah, right there.
We're good? 98.6?
He didn't get tested.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, Hob, you got to go 6 feet, bro. All right, man, my bad. Doc Rivers?
Yeah, I blame the coach because in a situation like that, you saw what was happening. You saw they were blowing leads because they blew 2 16-point leads to Denver the previous 2 games. So you can see what they were doing. You need to be able to make adjustments to what they were doing, and they just couldn't stop joking. They need to get the ball out of his hands, and he was killing them. Triple-double through 3 quarters. Like he had their number, and they didn't find a way to get it out of his hands. He was running their offense, and you can't let one person beat you.
Dave, what do you think's fault was that they blew a 3-1 lead, and especially that Game 7? That was they looked like it was theirs. I mean, I'm not even going to tell you. Like, I thought the game was over when they got to the fourth quarter. Like, it looked like the Clippers were going to win this game, and you know, my bad for even disrespecting the Nuggets in Game 6, saying they weren't even going to make it out of Game 6.
No, all of us did.
So,
I think all of us did. But listen, I'm gonna blame it on the players, man. Listen, it just goes to show you that if you're a team that's hungry, Jokic. I mean, obviously he's making a name for himself. He even told his coach before the game, "I got a birthday gift for you," and he gave him a big birthday gift. I think especially with Paul George's interview, I think he said something like, I mean, he's tripping. I mean, he was just kind of like, I mean, it was weird, man. He was kind of saying like, yeah, we weren't really expecting kind of like to win. He didn't say exactly like that, but he was kind of getting to that point. Come on, dude. Don't trip. I mean, we had you probably, winning it this year or maybe, being close to winning it this year. Big disappointment, especially when you have Kawhi Leonard on your team, best player in the NBA. In my eyes, it was a big disappointment. So I'm going to blame on the players, man. They weren't hungry.
I'm going to blame it on Olivia. I'm just kidding. No, I'm going to blame it on Paul George. That's it. I'm going to blame it on Paul George. When
You're a choker.
every time you choke playoff P or playoff I don't show up P, playoff Peacock, I don't know. He's not playoff P.
Playoff Peacock?
He does not play in the playoffs, basically. Yeah. I'm going to blame it on Paul George for sure. Yeah. Listen, if Kawhi is obviously actively recruiting you and you want to play with Kawhi can only do so much, man. Like, he carried them throughout the first round, carried them for most of the second round, minus that fourth quarter. Yeah. Like, one player cannot win a championship. Yeah. And Paul George was supposed to be the number 2, right? Didn't show up. Didn't show up. Too inconsistent. I don't want to hear it. It's on Paul George. Yeah, I'll give Doc Rivers some shit because this is what he does. He blows leads. But at the end of the day, the players play the game.
Yeah.
And Paul
Absolutely.
George did not show up at all. Paul George, Lou Williams was still in.
Thanks, Francis. Thanks, Franny.
It's all right, man. It's a quarantine edition of 2 days
Dude,
in Mexican.
but seriously though, there's
No,
only
listen. Lou Will's still in Atlanta at
Magic City.
At Magic City. Montrezl Harrell.
lemon pepper wings.
I have no idea if Montrezl Harrell wasn't serious, but ultimately it's Paul George.
Yeah.
That's it. To me, it's just Paul George. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like literally, Kawhi Leonard probably should have stayed in Toronto when he looks back at this,
Probably.
because that team looked a lot better than the Clippers team that he was playing with. Like all the shit Kyle Lowry gets, Kyle Lowry played his heart out in that series against the
He
Celtics. Van Fleet came into his
It
own,
was big, yeah.
and I also
Siakam.
man, fuck Siakam, bro.
No, but it was good when he wasn't the lead dog.
Yeah, but if Kawhi was there, Kawhi would have done the Michael Jordan to to who's the man? Scotty Reynolds was his name.
Scott Burrow.
Scott Burrow, like yo, you ain't shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would have gave him an elbow or something to make Siakam become a better player. You know what I mean? Siakam disappeared. But again, I'll say this: that Toronto team looked a lot better than this Clippers team throughout the playoffs.
Yeah,
And I think Kawhi made a mistake. I think Kawhi should have stayed.
I agree with you.
Now that, with that being said, we have the Heat on one side, 3 games. What are your thoughts on the Celtics and Gordon Hayward coming back, David? Does that change the dynamic of this series?
I think it definitely does, man.
Obviously,
You
they
get a
won by
player like
11
that.
yesterday, so.
I mean, Tatum had a good game yesterday as well. So, I mean, listen, it's going to be an interesting series. Obviously, we all thought that, the Celtics were probably the heavy favorite for this series. But, Miami pretty much punches them right in the mouth, winning the first 2. Jimmy Buckets, that Miami Heat. Again, just going back, it just goes to show you that whatever team gets hungry at this right time, especially in this bubble where they're not used to, just being in a bubble completely 100% basketball. I mean, it's great. I think it's going to be a tight series, probably go 7.
I think we should just have Olivia on the show, man.
We
Yeah,
should,
might as
actually.
well.
She wanted
Just
to.
bring it over here.
You might as well.
Come on,
Bring it over
come here.
You might
Just
as
bring it over
well.
here.
But I think Holly's going to have a blow a gasket.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, listen, I think I like this series. I think it's going 7. I picked the Heat in 7. I think if it's a close game, I think the Heat are the better team in close matchups. Like when it comes down to crunch time, like they are the ones that will grind you out more than the Celtics can when it's a 2-point lead, 3-point lead. However, if the Celtics get out to a 15-point lead, they haven't been safe in the series, obviously. But if the Celtics are to win games, I don't think they can win the close games. I think they have to win big like they did last night.
Yeah. I agree. It's like one of those series where Miami, even though they lost the game yesterday with Gordon Hayward coming back, they needed Hayward back. Usually I would say that they don't need Hayward because they more need a defensive player. But against a team that plays defense, they need scoring. And this all the people aren't connecting right now. Kemba wasn't having a great series. Tatum was okay, but nobody's really having a great series for them, so they needed the extra firepower. So Hayward was a big part of them last night. But even with that, they still almost choked away the last 3 minutes again.
It was like a 5-point lead with like a minute left.
Yeah, and they were up 13 with like 3 minutes to go, and they just like died the last couple minutes. It's like they just can't stop that Miami run when they get into them defensively.
And that's what I'm saying. I think like there's testicular fortitude on the side of the Heat, man. Like they're not scared of anyone. They're not supposed to be here, according to everyone.
They don't quit.
They're hungry.
They don't
They're
quit.
hungry.
Jimmy makes these shots. I mean, he doesn't have no business making sometimes. Like that in game 2 when he drove to the basket for them to take the lead, he had no business stopping. Making my man go one way and then turning over and making that shot. He had no business doing that, but that's what they do, bro. They're not scared. I mean, Tyler Hero will take stupid shots sometimes. Duncan Robinson the same, and it drives me crazy sometimes. But Dragic at 34 years old, man, is playing his fucking life out right now. Like, they're just not scared. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying they're not scared by taking dumb shots. They're not scared to take the big shots. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're not scared because taking dumb shots is like what the Rockets did.
Yeah. It's still, they pass up layups to shoot 3.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just
So that's what I mean when they're not scared. They're not scared to take that big 3. Now, not one, except the guy who looks like Donald Glover.
Oh,
guy looks like Charles
Jay
Gambino.
Crowder?
Not Jay Crowder. I don't even know his name.
Jay Crowder.
Remember in game one?
Uh-huh.
In game one when the Celtics were up, I want to say 3 points.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 points or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it was the tie. He fouled Marcus Smart on the inbound. So they got the ball, they got the foul shot and the ball back. Oh, yeah, they were only up one. They were only up one.
Okay.
So that foul shot got whoever. He looks like Charles Gambino. That guy, get him off the court anytime.
He doesn't
bro.
play that much, though.
Well, what's he doing there
I
with
don't know,
6.7 seconds left? Like,
He's supposed
They're
to
for
be
defense.
it's defense. He fouled the guy before they fucking before they put the
Derek
ball in
Jones,
play.
I think it was. Yeah, he's supposed to be an athletic wing defender, but
He should stick to making
Yeah, it was-
hip hop music.
it was Derek Jones Jr.
Yeah, Charles Gambino. Stick to acting and hip hop music. Don't play defense on Marcus Smart with 6 seconds left in the game.
Oh man.
Back to the Western Conference, Dave. Lakers are a heavy favorite. They play tonight. What'd you see from Game 1 that makes you think the Nuggets have a shot in this series? If any, if you think they have a shot.
I don't. I'll be honest with you. I think the Lakers are, like I said, man. Once the Clips went down, it's just like a easy road now to the to the championship. So, I mean, you never know with basketball, and obviously you've seen it with the bubble, man. There's less distractions. I think especially the coaches. They're saying that they like this system right now because there's less distractions. Everything's focused on basketball right now. So,
Unless you bring in health workers.
and you're tattoo artists, all that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but listen, I think this is a clear path, to the Lakers. I don't think the Nuggets have a chance.
How
So
much money did you make on your OnlyFans this week?
nothing, zero.
Get
I
outta
don't even know what
here.
that is.
Oh,
I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
See, this is.
I'm not with social media.
I think
I'm not
Dave-
you guys
I
with
think-
like Twitter and all this crap. I'm not.
I think Dave posts like on anonymous.
I
Like his name is.
don't even have time.
His name is like DQ, aka Dairy Queen.
AKA
But we know it's him, but he just doesn't want to tell us.
I don't even have the time to do it. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I got a lot going.
It only
on,
takes
so.
15 minutes on OnlyFans, Dave. That's it.
You
Seriously.
got a board back there, man.
Oh yeah, our play calls, my play calls right there.
Play call. Is that what you tell your friends?
I'm trying to
So
experiment.
for 3 hours times 6.
So 3
For
hours.
three linebackers.
3 hours.
3 hours.
5 pictures.
5 pictures, $90. That's how it works. All right. What?
I have no clue what you guys are talking about. I really don't.
He does have an OnlyFans. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Pete,
Yeah.
where's her toy? Where's her toys, bro? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be better prepared. See,
There's
you see,
storage.
he doesn't
There's
have
storage.
time.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have time for the toys because he's on OnlyFans.
He's on OnlyFans.
So this is
Thanks,
what
Francis.
Thanks, Francis.
3-1. It seems like the Nuggets don't show up till it's 3-1.
Yeah.
So should the Lakers, maybe let them win win 2 games, maybe let them win the next 2 games so they could win 4-2.
The thing about it is that Denver's really good at making adjustments so far during the bubble. So
Mike Malone,
Yeah.
former Knicks assistant, but we hire everybody else but the people. We hire everybody else but the people that matter. Oh, what else? Kevin Porter Jr. We took Kevin Knox. I'm sorry, Michael Porter
Oh my
Jr.
God.
I wanted Michael Porter Jr. We
He's
decided
a
to take
little
Kevin
bit
Knox.
thick, though. But anyway,
Who's a dick?
Mike Porter Jr.
Fucking great player, man.
He's still a little bit.
Let me just
Talked all that shit and had like 3 points through 3 quarters. Like,
No, you can't show up every day. He's still a rookie, technically.
This is all their second years.
He didn't play a lot last year. Let's be fair.
The point is that the Denver Nuggets are a team that they're good on depth. So as the series goes on, that's how they usually wear you down. So they run 10 players out there, and that usually should happen this series. I do expect them to be better. I do think they do have a legit chance because the Lakers have had their lapses where they usually do give away at least 1 game, and I think they're going to give away at least 2. So I think there's going to be at least a 6-game series.
I was about to say,
So
7.
I think I definitely can because, like I said, if Denver gets hot, we know Jokic can have one of his monster games. We know Jamal Murray's had 50-point games in the playoffs so far, and he's had monster games. So I think they can have those big games and push this to 6 or 7. So I definitely think that.
I think the key is going to be Paul Millsap in the series. You know where you're going to get. I think it's going to come down to Paul Millsap and Rajon Rondo and maybe even Dwight Howard. Because Dwight Howard is still that big 7-footer that can guard the rim.
Yeah.
He's more athletic than Jokic, but obviously Jokic, like fundamentally, is a lot better than Dwight Howard. But I think Paul Millsap has to either be that third guy or be close to that third guy because, like you said, Michael Porter Jr. can be that third guy. But he's not as consistent. He's not going to be consistent maybe to another year because he's still young. You know what I mean? So he's still got to come to his own. He's still kind of a young kid playing against men right now. Like, I still think he's like that 19-year-old kid from Missouri. But he showed glimpses of why people were thinking of him being a number one pick if he didn't get hurt in college. So I think Paul Millsap has
bashing his top 2 players though, like.
No, he's motivating them, man. He's motivating them. Like, yo, Pete, you suck, man. You're gonna come back and show me that I don't suck. That you don't suck, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
But to be hated doesn't want to be loved.
What are you, the Joker?
What it comes down to. So.
I'm from a Porter, man.
Are you talking about the Joker?
I'm Batman.
You Batman?
Yeah.
I thought you were the Joker. You know, right? What's that saying? When we're younger, we love our heroes, but when we get older, you understand the villains.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy, right? That's some Vickisms. But I think it's going to come down to the third player, whether it be Rondo, Dwight Howard, because Kuzma.
That's messed up.
Damn.
He's
now Laker fans talking about this again.
It's whoever wins the series is going to be whoever has the better third player in the series or the 5th best player on the court. Right. That's what it's going to come down to. All right, enough fucking basketball. Yeah. Let's go Sunday football. Let's go, Hav. I'm gonna wait for Hav to cue.
I thought he was gonna throw the flag or something.
I thought he was too.
He's off. He's off right now. He's on Twitter.
No,
actually, he's on his OnlyFans.
Oh, you got an OnlyFans?
He does.
Oh,
I thought he was looking.
It's on an alien stuff. I'm not gonna tell it to you. I'll tell you
All right, week 2, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to week 2, but let's recap a little bit of week 1 with our teams. We're not gonna spend that much time. Dave, Giants take I don't even know how much they lost by, maybe 11, 10, whatever it was. What'd you think of the offense, the defense, and how we looked against a pretty formidable Pittsburgh Steelers team? I'm not gonna say we lost to a bunch of bums. That defense is pretty good.
Yeah, their defense is good.
It took about 2 quarters, but it looks like Big Ben is
back to his old self.
He's it's second half. It looked like that was the big. Well, not even the second half, but to end the first half and going into the second half, it looked like the Big Ben that we all know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the offense had some flashes. Obviously, Saquon having 12 rushing yards or whatever the hell he had was horrible. They could not get the running game going.
-12.
Obviously, the big turning point I thought was that interception that our QB threw. That we were 15 yards from scoring a touchdown. Yeah. They showed some flashes, but listen. Our defense, definitely has a lot of holes.
I don't think that has a lot of
obviously,
holes. I think it's mainly the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's definitely potential to get better. Big Ben looked like Big Ben. So, and Schuster, I know Pete kept saying it like throughout the whole game. Like, how are you not, trying to, double team, double coverage your, their best, wide receiver? And he was just open, at will. So, I mean, he killed the Giants defense. But listen, there's room for improvement. I think as the season goes on, they're going to get better. So.
Yeah, it's going to wrap it up.
I'll say Grammys, they push you out.
I'll say this. The offense looked 7 out of 10. The running game couldn't get going, but I also, Jason Garrett is fucking perplexing to me all the time. I know that defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers, their front 7 is pretty legit. But can we get Saquon on the outside? Can we do a little screen to Saquon? Can we do more things to get Saquon involved and just run him up the gut? And when you do want to run him up the gut, you don't do it on the 3-yard line when you can score. Like, I'm gonna let Daniel Jones get off on that one interception because I don't entirely blame him because I don't think he should have been passing in that moment. 19 plays, I get it. You should have threw the ball out of bounds. He should have done something else. Just hand the ball off. Hand the ball off.
He got hit too while he was
either way, you should have thrown it out. But I think 70% is on Jason. Hand the ball off, dude. You got Saquon Barkley.
I think they just abandoned the running game.
But you're on the goal line, man. You're on the goal line.
Now, the part where he screwed up was when they got the turnover and they were at the 1-yard line and then handed off.
That's what I'm saying. So there's 2 instances that you're not giving it. Who cares? Right? If you're going to lose the game anyway, right? Because we were not favored to win.
No.
So why don't you try to run it down their throat right? 3 times. 3 times. And you leave with a field goal. That's what you left with anyway.
I'm surprised you gave him a 7 out of 10 for the offense because it's just because like we saw Ingram drop like 3 balls. Saquon only had he had negative yards at the half pretty much, and Jones had the 2 interceptions, including the 1 bad one in the red zone. So I'm surprised he even gave him a 7.
No, I think
they have the talent, obviously.
I think it's 7 too.
But
no,
they weren't
I
good the first
think
game.
they drove the ball well.
Flashes.
I think Sterling Shepard is legit.
Yeah.
I think Slayton is legit. Golden
Yeah.
Tate might be a little older.
Yeah.
If Evan Ingram can ever be Evan Ingram, like the guy we drafted, he dropped 3 big balls, dude. That's the thing. Like, I'm not putting it on Daniel Jones. The one thing I'll put on Daniel Jones was that interception he threw to T.J. Watt. Like,
And that was a great play by T.J.
but I still think he should have saw him there. I still think he should have saw him there
That was
because
still hell of a
because-
play.
because I think
you got a 280-pound guy who snatches
yeah, but at
the
the
ball
end of the day,
out
at the end of the day, that changed that game because we had just forced the Steelers 3 and out. Who returns the kicks now? Jabril Peppers. Jabril Peppers got it to like the 45-yard line. You know, the first play off of that great return is an interception. That's just a killer. That's just a killer when you put your offense in a good position on special teams, and you can probably get 3 points out of this drive minimum. You're at the 45, and you just turn the ball over. So that to me was more of a killer than that 19-play drive because we're still losing. At that moment in that game, we were still, I think it was, 10-7 maybe?
Yeah, it was a one-score
Yeah, it was a one-score game.
It was a one-score game, and I think we were winning. So we could have put more pressure on them had we come down and scored, but that's not what we did. I digress. We play the Bears today. We play Mitchell Trubisky. I feel good about today.
I do
but
too.
We'll get in that either. Pete, your Titans have a horrible kicker,
Yeah.
but your defense was up to the task. What'd you think of your squad?
This is one of those games that in the past they would lose. It's because, one, they usually play down to the level of their opponent, and 2, they had a lot of things that can cause them to lose, whether it was the just bad plays on offense where Henry wasn't really rolling. They had A.J. Green, who wasn't – not A.J. Green. I keep calling him A.J. Green.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown.
Damn.
A.J. Brown
That's
just,
offensive.
just wasn't –
Fucking A.J. Green,
He wasn't
bro.
getting loose.
Policeman, bro. Yeah, bro.
So he just
15-yarder.
wasn't getting loose.
That's a 15-yarder.
And obviously the kicker missed 4 kicks because he missed 3 field goals and an extra point. So usually those are the type of games that we lose. So
You guys should have covered, man.
Obviously.
Poor Hog.
three,
He's
right?
a little upset.
Yeah,
Three.
so with all those things happening, they still found a way to win the game, and that's a game that they would not win on the road, so they
Well,
would
bet
not
against
win
the
that game.
Titans
So,
every single game.
so yeah, I'm actually happy that they were able to win a game that they typically would lose.
Okay, that's fair enough. What were your thoughts on the way Drew Lock looked, Dave?
Listen, they look pretty good. I mean, he's got a lot to learn, obviously. First year actually commanding this offense. But listen, I'm hoping that he, develops a good relationship with Judy. So, because I got him on my fantasy squad.
Because you got him on your team.
But he looked pretty good, man. He looked pretty good. I really wanted to add that.
He gets KJ Hamler back today, and it looks like they're going to have Cortland Sutton back today. So they'll have their full complement of wideouts.
Should we even talk about the Jets?
No.
I mean, we can talk about how bad they were.
Yeah, we can if you want.
I mean, they're a local team.
Terrible, man.
That was
Hamstring.
really bad.
The hamstring, baby. The
Stop
hamstring.
letting your boys
We're talking
go
about the
Hoboken,
hamstring all
bro.
week.
That's right.
No. I was not at Hoboken. I
Yeah,
don't go to Hoboken.
Stop taking your boy to
I don't
Hoboken.
go to
You went to Green Rock with him?
I don't go to Hoboken. So.
I heard Le'Veon Bell was there too, man.
You went to Green
What
Rock
happened with the
him?
hamstring, bro?
Not him.
So, can you tell Sam, come on, bro.
Their team sucks. The team sucks.
I mean,
They don't have anybody that's good on that team, really.
What?
They don't.
You hang out with the quarterback of the New York Jets in Hoboken.
Le'Veon Bell, bro.
Then we just talk about motivation.
Yeah.
Let's see him do something about it then.
Well, I don't see him doing anything today against that 49ers defense. But cool.
Over under 3 interceptions.
I'm gonna go 3.
Over
I'm
under.
gonna go 3,
man,
and,
that's so
and I'm
bad.
taking the
And a
49ers.
fumble.
Hey, I'm taking the 49ers. It's a touchdown spread. I'm taking that all the way. I don't care. I don't think the Jets put up more than 12 points today. So, if that.
Eesh.
4 field goals.
It'll be a slop.
So if you have the
They're
Jets
down
kicker.
21-0 before you can blink in that game.
If you have the 49ers kicker, you should be. I mean, if you have the Jets kicker, you might be in luck with some points today.
I think the Jets will win this game.
What?
He's crazy. You know why? Because I know you know why. You know why he's 49ers. That's why.
49ers. All right, so we're gonna talk about the Steelers briefly. I'm gonna put this on you,
Yeah.
Dre. Come on, man.
Yeah, you gotta show up.
You gotta show up, bro. Let's talk about Steelers.
Yeah.
Big Ben looks like he's back.
Yeah.
James Conner is brutal as hell.
Yes.
But that defense looks legit though.
That about covers it.
That about covers it.
Yeah,
About
3
covers
main
it.
points.
That's all you get, Dre.
That's all you get, Dre.
Points.
That's all you get, Dre.
That's all good.
All right,
He's
so
not here to defend his team.
Yep, that's all you get.
you got to be here to defend your team, bro. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes, man. All right, so let's go to the quarterbacks who lost. Big name quarterbacks lost in week 1. Tom Brady, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson. Which one of these 4 quarterbacks do you see going 0-2 today?
I hate to say it, but I'm going to say Watson, man. Going against the Baltimore Ravens, they looked really, really good game 1. It's going to be tough. That offense just did not look good. Now, they were playing against, defending champions, but, I mean, I'm not too convinced that KC's defense is that good. So if their offense looked that bad, and obviously D-Hop, it looks like they're missing them really, really big now, it's going to be really, really hard to beat the
They got your
Ravens
bum ass running back, David Johnson.
So don't hate on him. He had a pretty good game. He had a pretty good game.
David Johnson running. You hear everybody? Everybody's killed Bill O'Brien for that trade. Chris Collinsworth, bro, he got into the end zone one time.
Oh, he's the
and
worst.
all of a sudden,
he still has a lot to prove. But
Houston Texans won the trade because he got one touchdown.
I'm still
believing. Yeah, while DeAndre Hopkins has like 15 catches, 150
He should have had another
yards.
touchdown, which I would have won my fantasy game, but I digress.
But yeah, I think Watson. I think he goes 0-2, man.
I actually, I'm gonna go 3 of the 4.
Wow. 3 of the 4.
We'll go 0-2 today. I think I agree with you on Watson. I think Lamar Jackson has the better team, the better defense.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there. Fucking Eagles suck.
I can see that.
I don't want to hear it, man. Carson Wentz, bro. Like, you traded away Nick Foles because they wanted you to be the man. But the only reason
go against Aaron Donald.
you got to go against Aaron Donald. The only reason the Eagles have a Super Bowl and we're in the playoffs. And if fucking Alshon Jeffries doesn't drop that pass against the Saints, they might have made it to the Super Bowl again. It's because of Nick Foles. I want to hear Carson Wentz and all his injuries. You're supposed to be the star quarterback, dude. Do we give fucking Russell Wilson shit when he doesn't have wide receivers? Do we not kill Tom Brady when he doesn't have wide receivers? Do we not kill all these other guys? But yet they make plays and make it happen. And in that 4th quarter, Carson Wentz was outdueled by fucking Dwayne Haskins. I'll leave that there.
You can't get sacked 8 times.
Just leave that on the table.
Leave that on the table.
By Washington.
And you lost to a team that doesn't even have a name. And our division sucks so much that the team that doesn't even have a name is in first place. And the third guy, I'm going to get shit for this, but I think the Cowboys lose to the Falcons today as well.
I definitely disagree with that.
I don't listen, man.
Falcons are the most overrated team.
I was about to say,
What?
You even said they were overrated the year before.
The year before, but I'm not rating them.
They are so overrated, man.
Is there a more overrated team than the Dallas Cowboys?
Atlanta Falcons.
How? What were you expecting last weekend with the Cowboys and the Rams? Oh, here come the fucking Cowboys once again, Super Bowl favorites. Shit the bed.
But the spread was close, so people
Yeah, the spread was close, and I mean,
it's a 3-point spread.
It's a 3-point spread today too, though.
Yeah, any team could win.
All right. So you know what I seen from the Cowboys again?
because they're both overrated.
Stupid decisions by the coaches. That's not going to change. You could have kept Jason Garrett for that.
That was stupid.
Oh, I don't want to kick a field goal. I want to go for it.
It was stupid.
Well, guess what? You lost by a field goal, dumbass.
That was stupid. That was real stupid.
Stupid.
He's not that good of a coach, though. I mean,
Maybe Aaron Rodgers was right.
that's what it was. Aaron Rodgers.
But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and for some reason, I got an inclination the Cowboys are going to go 0-2. Brady's got to go against an okay squad in the Panthers. I'm still not sold on them, but I think Brady will get a victory today.
Nah.
It
cost me money last week.
I think Brady will get his victory over the Panthers because the Panthers just aren't that good right now.
Exactly.
I do think anybody can win that Philadelphia Rams game. I think Philadelphia will win it, but because they're getting Miles Sanders back and they're getting Lane Johnson back, so they're getting healthier, especially on the O-line, but I can't guarantee it. Dallas, same thing. Yes, Atlanta can have one of those games. I just think Atlanta's shit.
I don't care. I just bet the over.
That's why I think they'll find a way to win that game. But I do think Deshaun Watson will go 0-2. I think they will. I actually think they're going to get blown out again by
Jeez.
Baltimore. I think Baltimore is clicking right now, and Houston isn't. And we saw that last week in both of their games. So I think they can get beat by 2 touchdowns again.
All right, so
That's a rough one.
that's a rough one. But let's talk about this. I don't think anything was said about this with Tom Brady and his performance. A lot was put in on Tom Brady, but I think more of what the issues with the Bucs is more than Tom Brady. All those penalties, very undisciplined.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, is he ever going to be that number 1 wide receiver that we seen 2 years ago? Chris Godwin, is he ever going to be that wide receiver that we think he's going to be? What's up with Gronk, bro? You might as well just stay in WWE, bro.
He's off it.
He's off.
He's off whatever he's on.
He's off his roids. I don't want to say it.
And then you got O.J. Howard, who, all right, played okay.
Yeah.
But the running backs.
We knew their running backs kind of sucked. You got
Leonard Fournette, your boy.
hell no, that's not what when they picked up somebody off the scrap heap with Leonard Fournette. Ronald Jones has been a disappointment his whole career. They drafted a rookie that they aren't really doing anything. So
And are we gonna talk about Bruce Arians, bro?
I like Bruce Arians.
Yeah, but undisciplined, dude.
Oh yeah, they're undisciplined the first game.
Undisciplined. Are we gonna get on Bruce Arians? Like what? Undisciplined. How many penalties did the Bucs have in this match? Fucking. I watched too much footy in this game.
I mean, listen, it's one game, man. It's one game. There's still a long season. Yes, disappointing. You had the man Brady, and it's got to be tough for him because he's definitely not used to this.
Wrap it
the
up.
Patriots, they always they're disciplined. So
Very
it's just one game. It's just one game, guys. Let's relax. Take it easy.
Have you become?
Welcome to the NFC, Brady.
You can't think and dunk your way to a division.
You don't got for all those years when Buffalo's bad and Jets are bad all the time and Miami being bad. You don't get those 6 easy wins no more.
I'll say this though: if Tampa Bay wanted a guy to throw a pick 6 every game, they should have kept Jameis Winston. That's all I'm saying.
At least he's gonna throw two or three more touchdowns.
I'll leave that. At least he can throw it 50 yards.
30 and 30.
At least he can throw it 50 yards. I'll leave that there. I'll leave that right there. I want to touch on the Patriots just a little bit. Because Cam Newton's my guy.
Yeah.
Mine too, man.
Yeah.
Good game.
Running game look legit. What does Cam Newton have to do? What does the offense have to do to not stack 8 in the box now? Because that's not what they're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Julian Edelman could be a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
And Q Harry should be someone that could be a player.
Yeah.
What's Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, Cam Newton have to do so teams can respect that passing game?
Well, the thing is, he's going to base it off misdirection. So he's going to have plays going to one side of the field, have Cam run to that side of the field, have a wide receiver slip out the back or a tight end slip out the back. He's going to try to force the defense because they know they're going to run the ball most of the time. So you're going to have that extra safety up there. If he's throwing it one way, somebody's going to be wide open on the other side. It can lead to an easy touchdown. So he's going to be trying to draw plays on something like our board or whatever. He's going to do that. A lot of misdirection plays to get people off balance. Belichick's too smart to just run the ball all the time and let people just stack the box on him.
That's fair. What do you think the Patriots have to do to score more than what they scored last week?
Listen,
I mean, the defense looked okay. It's still Miami, and it's Fitz tragic, apparently. So,
yeah, they got to loosen. Listen, they just got to loosen it up with Killer Cam, man. I have all the faith in him. I definitely.
What does he give you the faith though? He didn't throw the ball downfield really at all.
Okay, but it could have been because of the play call, and it could have been how the offense is running. Listen, this is his first year running this offense, so you know how Belichick is. He runs a tight ship, so I think they're going to loosen the reins little by little. And I mean, listen, the offensive threats are not there too, but listen, he's got to loosen the reins a little bit. So.
You know, their offensive coordinator was like, "Holy shit, we got a quarterback that can run. We don't have to protect him for 10 seconds."
Yeah, but they gotta let him pass. They gotta let him pass the ball.
The biggest thing is that he was healthy. That's the thing. He wasn't able to run.
Well, let's see if he can still get the ball down the field, bro.
He was always healthy, man.
That's what I want to see.
Nah,
he was always healthy. He played that shit last year real well. He played that shit last year real well. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just gonna sit out. Yeah, my ankle hurts. Nah, man.
He didn't want to sit. He wanted to stay with Carolina.
Nah, I'm good. My ankle hurts.
He wanted to stay.
All right, what team or player interests you the most in Week 1, Dave?
This guy needs a drink. I think that's the problem. So
calm down with that shit.
I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow, man. Definitely impressive. First year with that offense. He looked good game 1. He looked good on Thursday. So I think the Bengals are going to be better than what we thought. They're not going to go to the playoffs. But I don't know. I like Joe Burrow.
I do too. That defense is horrible.
Really
to be
do.
better.
It is. But I think they're going to look better. I think that offense is going to do well this year. So. And I know the AJ Green thing hurts, but don't worry about it. I think he's going to have a decent year. Not a big year, but he's going to have a decent year.
He cut his ass.
Wait, did he get hurt again?
He got aired out in the first play of the game. And then he was out for like 4 series, I think. I don't care. They threw the ball 13 times and we caught 3 balls.
He's horrible.
That's 3 for 13. You get the ball thrown at you 13 times. You at least catch 7. I don't care.
He's upset because he drafted him. That's the problem.
I should have started fucking Kareem Hunt. Anyway, what team impressed you the most?
What team impressed me the most last week? Week 1?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Rams. Listen, downer last year.
Cowboys suck.
So, listen, downer last year. Obviously they have a lot to prove, especially from being so close to winning a Super Bowl. I think they're going to come back. Listen, obviously they lost Todd Gurley as well. So there's definitely some changes there, but I think still high expectations for that team. So I think Goff is going to have a decent year, as long as he listens to his coach, obviously.
I wouldn't listen to that guy. He's annoying.
but definitely impressed with them. I think they're back. I think they're going to have a good year. So we'll see how they get rolling.
Yeah, Sean McVay's annoying.
If you watch
Hard Knocks,
but that's a good team though, man. I think that's too good of a team to be what
they
were last year.
It's a tough division. That's a tough division. I'll say that. Probably the toughest division in football. So I'm gonna go with the team that impressed me the most, and I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I thought big statement victory against the reigning NFC champs. Kyler Murray coming into his own. I might have to eat crow for what I said last year, but he's got DeAndre Hopkins. Big difference DeAndre Hopkins makes. Just ask Deshaun Watson who you have to throw the ball to, and ask Kyler Murray who you have to throw the ball to. I'm pretty sure Kyler Murray's happy he's throwing the ball to
the best wide receiver.
DeAndre Hopkins over David Johnson. I'll tell you that much. And the player that impressed me the most, team. What did I say?
You said team for Arizona.
You said
Arizona.
You said team, yeah.
Arizona. And the team that impressed me the
player
most?
Player.
It's a tough
Sam?
one. I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to say why. Because everyone was coming into this season saying Aaron Rodgers needed wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers disgruntled. He's not going to have a good year. They drafted whatever Jordan Love, blah, blah, blah. You know what he does? He finds every receiver on his team, and they all score a touchdown. Mm-hmm. From Valdez-Scantling to Devontae Adams to Lazard, even fucking Williams got in the action. Sure. Everyone scored a touchdown last week. Aaron Rodgers basically saying, fuck you guys, I'm still here. So, that's me.
I would say the player that impressed me the most is Russell Wilson. He came out like he was completely in sync, like he didn't need any preseason games. 31 out of 35, so just threw it to everybody. DK Metcalf came out there and scored. It was just beautifully run. I thought they were going to come out a little bit inconsistent because, 1, they did last year, and 2, they had no preseason, but they came out rolling. So I have to completely be impressed with how Russell Wilson started that offense. In terms of what team impressed me, I have to give it to the Washington No Names, the Washington football team.
Who?
Washington football team.
You can say it. No,
no, not gonna say it. The front 7 was great. They got to Carson Wentz 8 times. After the initial points where Eagles scored early, they couldn't score anymore the rest of the game. They settled in, and they completely befuddled that entire offensive line. So I'm gonna actually say Washington really did impress me.
You think they can win the division?
No.
Damn.
No. I still think
who's gonna win the division?
Who cares? Our division sucks.
I know we do, but I want his opinion though.
I think
he said the Cowboys,
Dallas, and then Philly, and then Giants.
Fuck that. At least they won one.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. That's why they impressed me.
Week 2, we got a bunch of games.
First place.
Woo! What game are you looking forward to the most today, Dave?
I'm looking forward to see if our prediction's right. If Houston does go 1-2. So listen,
what fantasy player you got in the game?
So
I got
David Johnson.
I got Lamar.
I have 2 players in the game.
I got the Ravens defense.
I got them all.
I got the coach.
But we're really going to see what this team is made of. Listen, I'm really high on Watson. I think he's a great player.
Same.
Obviously, he got paid. I mean, there's high expectations, even though they lost, the best wide receiver in the whole league. But they have something to prove. It's going to be hard, and Baltimore is a hell of a team. But I'm really excited to see that game. I think it's going to be closer than what we think. So,
what game are you most forward to, Pete?
Seattle, New England. I really want to see if Cam Newton be able to do what he did last week against Seattle, and 2, if Seattle will be able to pretty much have as efficient of an offense as they did last week. I think it's a good matchup that either team can win, and I'm just excited to see both of those guys in prime time.
Well, I am going to go probably the Monday night game. Raiders, 1 victory.
Opening up the Death Star.
Opening up the Death Star. And they're going to welcome in Pete's pick to win it all, the New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
I like when new stadiums are built and they are put in prime time.
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating. You saw even with no fans, how amazing fucking the LA Rams joined.
SoFi.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chargers are there too, right?
Yeah.
So they share a very beautiful stadium. The Death Star looks amazing. The Raiders are 1-0. They need to keep pace with you-know-who in that division. And they're taking on Drew Brees. I mean, I think that defense is legit. That New Orleans Saints defense is legit. They showed you anything last week. They said Gronk, Godwin, whoever. Bring your mama, bro. We're going to cover them and pick six Tom Brady all day.
Just open the roof.
Yo, Brady throw another pick 6
roof.
today? He's thrown 3 straight games with a pick 6.
Has it been 3 straight games?
Yeah.
No,
3 straight games.
no.
No, not today?
Yes. I think maybe next week.
Okay.
We'll do a Brady pick 6 watch every week. That'll be a new segment. Be a new segment. All right, pick one game that you can guarantee a winner.
I am going to say Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Pick one game you can guarantee a winner. Olivia. All right, she's not into it. Dave, pick one game you can guarantee a winner.
I'll just go with the Ravens, man.
The Ravens?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win. I think it's gonna win. I know I want to do well.
You're really into that game.
Yeah, I am.
No.
Wow. He has like 16 people on there.
Seriously.
And maybe his biggest fan of OnlyFans is a Ravens fan. So could be. So I'm gonna go with the Niners destroying the Jets.
Yeah.
That'll be my pick.
Yeah.
Final score Sunday night game. Go.
I'm going to say Seattle 27, New England 23.
New England, Seattle. Final score.
2013.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Seahawks.
Oh, okay.
I can't concentrate. Sorry.
2013.
I got a lot going on here.
Wait, what?
2013 shirts. All right, I'm gonna go 27-24 Seahawks. So that's it for us this week. Again, tweet us. Do whatever it is that you want. Whoa. We got to give Ryan a shout out. Ryan. What was the question? Because Ryan never hangs out. He never hangs out anymore. I miss you, man.
Brady.
Went to Brady.
I will go with Brady.
I was about to say, I knew you were going to go with Brady.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Ryan. I miss you. You're the man. Happy birthday to Heck. He's like 98 years old now.
Happy birthday, Heck.
Old fart. But that's our show. We'll be back next Sunday.
Giants better win for him,
Yo, Giants better win for him and for me. If you want me to wear a jersey, you better win. Any questions, tweet Pete, tweet Vic, tweet Dave. We are out of here. Peace.
Don't tweet that.
Don't tweet that.
It's bedtime, out of town pop up.
Yeah.